So today we're going to be talking about the guild co-op raid boss, how to do a lot of damage to it. The method I'm going to show, the team I'm going to show, you can easily one-shot like level 1, probably even level 2, and you can do a considerable amount of damage to levels 3 through 7. After 7, you kind of need to change the strategy a little bit, but 7's the only level you need to reach in order to get the maximum reward, so I'm not too worried about it. For this week, here are our buffs. Counterattack is really nice. Ally Soldier Speed is kind of, and Mech Evade, kind of mediocre. Counter crit damage also really good, and some nice survivability down here with the Ally Units Evade and HP. So here's the team. The ship we're going to be using is Lake Superior. If you're having trouble surviving, this is going to be the best ship to use. If you have enough defensive buffs and you're not dying early on before you get all your medics out, then you might want to consider instead going for Kamizumi, because this is going to increase your crit damage, which will increase your overall damage by a ton. But for now, we're just going to use Lake Superior because it's more safe. For Operator, you can use, there's a few options. Kim Hana is good because you get an extra deployment point, which lets you get all of your units out a little bit quicker. Lena McKenzie gives you a pretty big attack speed buff and attack buff, so that's why I'm using her. Sigma is also good if you're having trouble surviving because you give all your units a shield. Okay, so the most important units for this comp are Monet and John Mason, and that is because they are two of the only units in the game that can silence bosses. As you can see here, the damage targets focus their attacks on her and can't use skills for 4 seconds. For most units, that'll say, non-bosses. Like if you were to look at non-Hierarchy, you can see that seals target skills for 5 seconds, excluding bosses. But that doesn't apply to Monet and John Mason, so that's why they're so important here, because the skills are the most dangerous part of this boss. Next unit that's really important, Lin Zhen. You can farm for her for free. You should give her pretty decent CDR. I have her around 67%, because the more CDR you give her, the more deployment points you get, and the more damage you're going to be doing, because you're going to get units out quicker. For supporters, Yang Harim, she's the best support in the game, and she buffs up all your units, gives shields, very good. Evelyn Keller heals a lot, also gives you attack buff with her ultimate. Non-hard chain 2, same thing as Evelyn. Heals a decent amount, gives all your units damage reduction, and then her ultimate will increase your attack. You need one unit to hold the left side of the boss. That'll be pretty obvious once I actually show the boss, what I mean. But Seo Yoon is pretty much the best option for this, although there are other options. You need a unit that can solo hold the area without dying, basically. Ludmilla can do this. You need also a shoot up because there are going to be areas that can do. So Seo Yoon, Ludmilla, Yuna can do it, Ministra can do it. Lisa Yoon can do it very well as well. Lisa Yoon's probably the second best, to be honest. Then here's going to be one of our biggest damage dealers. I'm using Xiaolin. Otherwise, probably better, arguably better, is Replacer Queen if you have good CDR gear on her, because she also defense breaks with her, it does damage taken amp with her special skill. I won't use her for now because she's an awakened unit and not everyone will have her, but most people should have Xiaolin by now. Orca, free unit, she does more damage versus COs, and she's pretty tanky, so she's nice to have. Non-Hierarchy Few, she gets ramping damage, just really good skills. Ramping damage, increased attack speed, she's pretty solid all around. Sky Layfield, she's one of the best buffers in the game, because all of her skills, as you can see here, as a defensive skill, her special is defensive. You get attack buffs with her passive that's stack up over time, and you can also reduce evasion with her ultimate, so she'll increase her damage output to 10. Terminator, Roy Burnett, Lonely, they all serve the same purpose. They decrease enemy defense, which obviously will let you do a lot more damage. Then we're closing out with two buffers. Seo Yoon gives you a huge damage buff, and Shinjia gives you a huge attack speed buff. So as for gear stats, it really doesn't matter that much. I have pretty much just like crap gear on most of the units. As you can see, here's my Mono. Attack speed is going to be the best for her. If you're having trouble surviving, then HP works as well, but the more attack speed, the more you're going to be proccing her passive, and the more the boss is going to get skill sealed. So ideally you want attack speed. As you can see, this is just sort of like a random collection of stats. Lin Zhen, give her some pretty good skill haste. Yang Harem, I have her on like the initiative skill haste set. This is fine. 52% skill haste. It's not, you know, the best, but it's doable. Evelyn Killer's just on like basic, just full set CDR. So it's 37% skill haste. Nothing amazing. Just put like, you know, whatever skill haste you can put on John Mason. He's a soldier, so it shouldn't be too hard to find something to just get a random set together. Skill haste on Nanahara Chinatsu. For my Seiyun, I have attack speed on her. Cooldown also works. Her attack speed gear isn't the greatest, as you can see. Not full maze, but it's, you know, got a little bit of skill haste in there. It's okay. My Xiaolin is probably the best geared here. This is probably going to be one of the harder ones to achieve. 174% crit damage with 48% attack speed. She has tier 7, level 10 EE, and full Breacher T6. So it's very hard to get a better Xiaolin than this, and yeah, this is very powerful. This is stats you should aim for, but you might not get here. Orca, you can just put like whatever crap HP gear on her. I have sort of just like whatever HP gear on Shifu. Sky Layfield, you want to put CDR on her, just like with all your other medics. Terminator, you want either HP or attack speed. Attack speed helps because it helps apply his debuffs, but HP helps him survive longer because they're kind of squishy. Roy Burnett, I just have him on HP. Lonely, I run basic CDR. Seiyun, you can put on any like either attack speed or skill haste, or I have her on Spectral Spirit. This is her best set. Spectral Spirit, because attack and skill haste, very two important stats on her. Although none of the stats here are particularly good. I don't think these are fully upgraded. My skill haste really isn't that high. And Shinjia, I have her on attack speed, although realistically she should probably be on CDR. But this is just to show that you really don't need that good gear. So let's start the battle. First thing you should do, obviously you need to turn off auto if you have that on, and go to 1x speed. That'll help you quite a bit. So we're gonna immediately start by deploying Monet, Lin Zhen, and the healers on the right side. We don't have to worry about the left side at all because nothing's spawning over there. Our ship isn't in danger, and we get to dodge most of the skills if we stay on the right side here. So now we have all the medics out, and now we're going to start getting hit on the left side. Let's get John Mason out. You want John Mason out as quick as possible so that you can make sure that you don't get hit by any skills. And so then we're going to deploy Seiyun so we can defend the side. We're not going to look there like pretty much ever again because she will be able to solo hold that. Now we just need to start accumulating all of our units onto the field. When Gen pops, I'm going to reset Lena's skill so that I can, I progress Lena's skill. So now everything's buffed, it'll do a little bit more damage. And sort of just deploy everything out. We can turn the speed up a little bit because it's just going to be a lot of animations playing and it's not as tight as the opening. So if you look on the top right here, you'll see all the debuffs constantly going on Demolition Worm. You'll see that its defense is constantly down, it constantly has damage amp up, and its damage is constantly being reduced. It just has, like, you know, every debuff under the sun, and that's pretty much how you're going to be beating this boss. So everything's deployed, and we still have a minute and 13 to go. That's because my Lin Gen has decent CDR gear, so we're able to get everything out pretty damn quickly. As you can see, Seoyun's still alive here, and she's doing quite a bit of damage. She's able to survive just fine on her own. Very self-sufficient unit. And now we just wait for the last 50 seconds. Everything's gonna use all of its skills. We can use our ship skills, although it doesn't really matter. And as you can see, this thing started with like 75% HP, I think like 80% HP, and now it's almost dead. That's how powerful this comp is. How powerful having constant debuffs and constant attack buffs on your side is. Can we actually kill in time? We have 14 seconds. I think we kill. This is level 3 worm, so it's nothing too crazy. Worm isn't too difficult until like level 7. Oh, this is like a million or two off. A million off. That's pretty sad. But let's see how much damage it did. 70% on Worm 3, so that's quite a lot. As far as the breakdown of battle stats, Xiaolin did crap tons of damage, 4 million on her own. That's how broken that unit is. Seoyun actually did more damage. It just doesn't seem like it, because it's split between her rifles and her main person. So she did 6 million. That's why she's so good on the left side, because she's able to clear and do 6 million. Orca, this is why we're on Orca as well, 2.5 million to the boss. That's because she does extra damage versus COs. She's going to be even better once she gets her rearm. On her GFU, good damage. Lin Gen, pretty decent damage because she was deployed so early. And then we just get to more of the support units down here, which tend to do particularly amazing damage. But as you can see, a lot of these units did like almost 1 million damage. Obviously, like Shinji and Seoyun not gonna do as much damage because they came in later on. Although Shinji still did over 1 million between her and her duplicate. And yeah, that's pretty much gonna be that. So hopefully this helps. If you go to DPS, yeah, Xiaolin highest DPS. So yeah, hopefully this is useful, and hopefully go boss.